hey, Zach here in the studio or my office or whatever you want to call it. Here sitting next to the MEGA-Salire. I know this video is about the bokeh, but there's something that just makes me so excited about a monstrous piece of wood like this. MEGA-Salire bokeh, tiny little headphone on this, this big piece of wood. So one thing that was really important to me with the bokeh model was to get it priced a little, oh, baby boy. Good thing this is my personal set. I'm not gonna go over in this video too much regarding the form factor of the bokeh being different than our other round full-size headphones. There's other videos for that. Please do watch the bokeh closed video from last year. But as far as the bokeh open, important to note, $999 MSRP. We did get it below that $1,000 because of the consistency of the build. I'm really proud of that. And there's gonna be other options later on. And let's look at the other color here. We've got the kind of ruby wood with the blood wood grills here. So these will be the two looks for the time being. At release, both of these will be $899 for the first 250 units, 125 each. And so that's exciting stuff, exciting times. And yeah, I'm just really pumped for everyone to hear them. Let's dive in and go look at some other stuff down in the shop with the bokeh open. I am down in the shop here, and we're cutting some of the bokeh grills out of the blood wood here. You can see the final result that I've got right here. And so yeah, that's one of the really unique aspects about this headphone that makes it different than any other ZMF, is that we're cutting these grills in-house. Gives us kind of infinite design options with the grills, which is a good and a bad thing. Of course, a lot of you understandably have been asking, hey, can I change those grills out on my headphone? And the complicated answer is yes, you could. We're not gonna be selling these grills a la carte because it's very easy to strip the wood, as you might imagine. And as a small business, we're not gonna be able to handle volume of stuff like that and repairs and replacing cups or anything like that. So we're gonna suggest officially that you keep the grill on your headphone. You know, here's a rose gold atrium grill. You can just see, yeah, it's a pretty big contrast between the fancy rose gold, you know, real rose gold steel plated, or steel grill with rose gold plated on the outside compared to these wood grills. I think they're both very cool. And you know, doing these in-house has, you know, obviously allowed us to save some cost, and what helps make this headphone such a great value at $999 MSRP. So yeah, I'll make another video about how these get finished and everything, but definitely roasty and toasty. All right, we're going to talk about the pad materials and the pads for a second here. Big shout out to Dave Friesema, my partner in crime when it comes to the acoustical design of this last year's worth of ZMF headphones, the Caldera Closed, the Bokeh Open. Dave has helped us really take the headphones to the next level as far as making sure we look at every finite detail. You can see him on HeadFi as any Dave. There's 3 types of pads that you'll get with the Bokeh Open. You've got your hybrid pads, which come on the headphone. You could think of those generally as the middle ground pad, so to speak. And then you've got your lambskin, full lambskin, that'll come in the tuning kit. These got a little extra bass, a little more snap to them. I always like the lambskin pads the best. And then we've got your full suede vegan pad. And it should be noted, the vegan pad, this suede pad, is the same suede in the Ultra Perf. The other 2 pads are the same as the other Ultra Perf pads. But as far as this pad, this is different than the vegan suede pad that is Ultra Perf right now. This has a little bit stiffer foam in it, and it also has slightly closer perforations. We found through all our testing, the stiffer foam gave us the sound we were looking for and really kept that punchiness and fullness to the bass. And so these are all Caldera pads. So they have that fluted asymmetrical design, which means there's a left and a right. You can see that little stitch right there. That should be pointed downwards towards the jack. And then you can tweak it left and right to accommodate the best shape of your ear for you. If you ever find that there's a little bit of a discrepancy in sound between the left and the right, try tweaking this back and forth, and also make sure the pad is on the correct side, facing down with the thick part behind the nave. Is that the nave? Behind the nave, or whatever you want to call it, of your ear, and that'll give you the good sound. So with this one, this would be a left pad because this thick part would go behind my ear right there. All right, so let's look at the differences in measurements between the pads now. Let's dive into the bass here, where there is the biggest difference between the 3 pad variants. And you can see here the green dotted line above the others. That's the lambskin pad. You're getting about 2 to 3 dB extra bass and a slope there, starting from right around 600 hertz. So that 600 hertz on down kind of slopes up, gives you a little extra meat. And also, as you can see, has a little bit less slope down to 20 hertz there. There's only about 2 to 3 dB slope off into the very lowest of the sub bass, which for an open headphone is really quite good. You'll look at other models and you'll see the slope quite a bit more than that. The stock pad in the middle there, nice middle ground with the stock pad, so you can go up and down from it. And then with the suede, this is a big reason why we decided to do that slightly stiffer foam with the perforations the way they are. It's pretty close to the stock sound, a tiny bit more linear, but I think you'll be really pleased with how weighty the suede pads are as well. The biggest difference in these pads in the treble more has to do with the material we're using for each one. And what that means is just, the transients in a fully suede pad are going to be a little bit dulled compared to a lambskin or a protein pad. So the other tuning kit option is the mesh. which you can do a few iterations of on the headphone. And in congruence with the pads, I believe the 3 pads with the 2 meshes and the option of not having mesh adds up to like 9 different iterations or something. I could be off on that. But a lot of tuning options on the Bokeh Open, and that leads to you being really able to cater the sound to your preferences. And of course you can use pads too that we don't recommend beyond these 3, but we're not going to get into that too much because I think there's really a lot of sounds you can get with the pads that we have recommended. The 2 meshes, the mesh does look different than the Bokeh closed version. And one note, it is a different size diameter here, so don't try to put the closed meshes on the open models and vice versa, because you won't quite get the fit you're looking for. You may end up with some crinkles and stuff like that. We have the stock mesh, which is this guy here, stock mesh. And then we've got the solid mesh, which is this guy, solid mesh on the headphone, and then no mesh as well. You can see the bass is largely unchanged. I mean, any difference there is more variance, maybe in a measuring rig even, than anything. The mesh really does change stuff as you start to get above 3 kilohertz. And so you can see here the small dotted line is no mesh. It's bringing that peak up right around 8K, 7.8 to 7.9K, really about 5 dB there with no mesh, which, you know, it's gonna be too much for some, you know. Stock, you know, I do think that's the best, most even response as far as measurements are concerned. That doesn't mean, measurements don't always mean that you have to prefer it or not. And then at the bottom there, you can see that is the solid mesh, which brings the treble, especially in the 6.5K, 7K area, down about 5 dB. All right, we're doing a little bit of listening. I didn't quite believe this for a while, but what I've learned over time, especially getting headphones back in the shop, they need burn-in. And right off the bat, they sound a little tight, a little zitsy, a little zzz. Every time I get a headphone back that's been out for a while, well used, well loved, I get it, and it's like that played-in guitar. You can just feel the driver reverberating in a natural way. I know I don't have any empirical evidence for this. Just, you know, try it yourself. And if you don't hear it, then don't trust it, don't believe it. There's brain burn-in too. I think there's a lot at play here. There's a lot at play. And I don't want you to give up on me. Don't give up on me before you try. Yeah. The cool thing about the Bokeh with these amps is that the Bokeh is going to scale, but it's also going to play easily without too much into it. This guy has a 103 dB sensitivity, which means you can play it off just about anything, even a laptop, you'll get enough sound or volume, but you really want to plug it into something that's a little more powerful to get the best out of it. And with that 80 ohm impedance and the kind of excitable liquid crystal polymer driver, you know, it's going to scale really well with your gear. I mean, I've got everything from the Lena, the Air Universe in here. These are true monster amps, to the HA2A, a absolutely incredible ultra linear tube amp from Cayenne. You got the Homage, and then you got the Aegis. All of these do make the Bokeh sound different. I have obviously a very biased and high allegiance to the Aegis here. It's an incredible tube amp with 3 impedance settings. And then right now this HA2A is on fantastic deal from Cayenne right now. As a bundle, we're selling it at $9.99. I just compared them back and forth. And here's the thing, with a headphone like the Bokeh, it's gonna sound so good out of the HA2A that going to something like the Aegis, because the Bokeh is not gonna scale quite as much as a high impedance headphone like the Atrium that's 300 ohms, the difference is not going to be as drastic from the Aegis to the HA2A as it would be with the 300 ohm Atrium, Verite, Aeolus, any of those headphones. And so with some amp like the HA2A, you're gonna get really scaled sound. That being said, I do think the Aegis sounds a little better, under $2,000, you know, for release price. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna, I don't know. Very biased, very biased. I don't think you're gonna do too much better than that. So yeah, that's it on the Bokeh for now. I'm sure I missed some stuff, so leave a comment below if there's something you want to see me talk about with the Bokeh Open or the closed for that matter. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. This headphone has been a long time in the making. I'm really excited for it to come out. There's a lot of possibilities with it, a lot of malleability with the sound. So please let me know what I can do to help you understand it better. So a lot of impressions coming soon, which is exciting just to get it into people's hands after all this work. And yeah, special thanks to the whole ZMF team and staff for making this happen. To Any Dave for helping me tune this guy and doing a great job with that. And I just appreciate all you guys and hope you get to hear this guy soon. See ya.